All right, my friends, so I've talked a lot about the Vanguard GNMA fund as the only bond fund I would own. I'm starting to have some doubts on that, and I'll share with you why here as we go over this part of the I guess, the class, if you will, on various Vanguard funds when it comes to distribution. You have 5% of the portfolio, what they've done when you combine a couple things, the Vanguard Inflation Protected Securities Fund, Vanguard Total Stock Market, Vanguard S&P 500. So here is the GNMA fund. Oh, don't forget to subscribe down below. And of course, thumbs up always help me as well. And so again, we're doing everything on the premise of 2001 and forward, because that's when the VFIIX, the Vanguard Inflation Protected Securities Fund, was founded. And the Vanguard GNMA was 1980, so we have a lot more of a track record. But I got to tell you, the previous track record up to this point is irrelevant. It really is. So we're going to compare VFIIX, VTSMX, VFINX, and VFIIX. If you can read that chicken scratch, we're going to look at all these together in some regard. And I got some pretty interesting stuff that you should hang in there to look at as I go through this. So just to look at the GNMA, because I've always loved the GNMA, we're going to dump $100,000 in there, and we're going to start in 2001 like we've done with all the other examples we've done here. A little bit of the story of the GNMA for those of you who aren't aware. When I was working at Vanguard in 98, 99, I can't remember if I went into 2000. I think I did. The GNMA back then was paying like 6.5. Was founded in 1980 and had never had a down year ever. Averaged, probably 7% or something like that. And this is back when I was a little bit ignorant of how bond funds worked, actually. So I was like, man, if I had $1 million, I'd dump it in the GNMA and live off the interest. That'd be $60,000 or $65,000 a year. And I remember saying this like it was yesterday. It was 20 full years ago, 21 years ago, actually. And I said, I'd be happy as a clam. And I've always looked at that, and I always followed the GNMA, and never had a down year until we had one in 2013. It had one down year of a tiny amount, 2.2%. Then 2008, it was up. The Vanguard GNMA was up 7.22. Yeah, I remember the USA one was up 7.24. So I had a good year in 2008 to offset the horrible damage that we had in 2008 for stocks. And then look, 2001 and 2, GNMA was up. And so I always looked at it as a good place to just park your money and live on for the rest of your life. Because that was my history of it. Again, one down year since 1980, and it has averaged a nice return. But as I got to understand how bonds and bond funds work, the previous return means nothing going forward. And it just does not. It just means nothing. Now, from a perspective of risk mitigation, how much did it drop in any given year, that might have some benefit to you for sure. But you just simply cannot look at bond funds' previous returns and extrapolate any information from that whatsoever. Just don't do that. It doesn't make sense. And I'll share with you why. All right, so let's go to $100,000 invested in the GNMA in 2001. Is up 7.94%. So $100,000 times 1.0794 is $107,940. Rocket science there. And you can see as we go down to 2007, it was up to 7.01. So we got 7.94, 9.68, 2.5, 4, 3 1/4, 3 1/3, 4 1/3, 7. So at the end of 2007, $100,000 grew to $145,000. Not too shabby, given that these 2 years decimated stocks for sure, and then of course the year preceding that, and GNMA was up in 2000 as well. So 2008 rolls around and stocks just get hammered again. I think the S&P, we were down to $65,000 at that point with the S&P 500, and here GNMA was up 7.22. So we're here at 156 on the S&P 500. You're sitting on $65,000. So it was 2.5 times the value of the S&P 500 was the GNMA. So if you just look at this side of the equation, this side over here, people are like, man, I'm never touching stocks again. I'm going to the GNMA, which inherently made sense because you made decent money and you never talk. It's all green. Look at that green. So then we fast forward from 2009 on. The market the stock market did very, very well. 5.29, 6.94, 7.5, 2 1/3. And it was down 1 year. I can't remember what happened in 2013. I just forgot what caused that. Nothing caused specifically. It just that was a low. I just don't remember. Anyway, 6.65, 1 point, and this right here is my consternation. 1.33, 1.85, and 1.87 respectively. That ain't going to get the job done, my friends. That is not going to get the job done. 3 straight years of 1%. And that's the concern I have right there for sure. That's problematic. So, but anyway, so we got 164, 175, 189, just growing gradually each and every year. Even when he had a down year, is down to 189. Well, that's not so bad. And then after 2014, 202, 204, and so basically, I mean, look at that. Just 212 is what we're sitting on when all said and done. So $100,000 invested. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, we had 156. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, we got 212. So that's not so bad. I mean, we actually made 56,000 there, and that's what 50, 60 odd thousand, $70,000 here. So that's not so bad. But the problem that we have is this right here, 1.33. Because while that seems not bad, given that we've doubled our money to start there, that's where the bonds are going to eat us alive. So my next video, I'm going to show you what it looks like relative to inflation and taking money out as well. And that's where it starts looking bad. And that's my concern with GNMA, because if you're buying the GNMA as a way to give yourself a reprieve from a volatile stock market, that's one thing. But if you're buying it for a way to generate income for the rest of your life, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And again, we'll use the inflation-protected bonds to compare these two at some point. But the next one, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you take the GNMA and start taking 5% a year off. And then we start to see where this right here can really start becoming problematic. All right, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, comments. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.